Thank you for clicking on this video. As you know, I'm embarking on my journey of reading the Bible from cover to cover, from Genesis to Revelation for the first time. So I appreciate you clicking, and my goal is also for you guys to learn and for you and I to grow in our faith. I want to set upfront expectations of everyone. I'm not an expert at reading the Bible. This is my first time, and I'm going to make mistakes. Right? So why am I doing this? Right? This is a question I ask myself. Firstly, I want to grow my faith as a Christian. And how can I do that? By reading God's Word. But if I want to understand it at a deeper level, as we know, if you want to understand something at a deeper level, you got to teach it or discuss with others. So my goal is I help you and you help me. What does that mean? Right? I do this videos. You guys hopefully learn something, and then you guys can teach me at the comments too. You guys, hey Simon, you missed this. Hey Simon, I think when you said this, it could also mean this. Right, guys? We're different human beings. We see the world in different ways. We have different experiences, and our relationship with God is different, guys. Right? Maybe you're going through something really hard right now. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just got off from your hard season, and you're going into your harvest, or maybe it was vice versa for you. You just went from harvest and now you're going through the dry season, right? You're going through tough times right now. So let's help each other out. And now, Simon, why do you want to read the Bible front to cover? Guys, I have two goals in life. First goal is to get to heaven, right? All this around me is temporary. My face, my hair, my body, my clothes, my bed that's in front of me right now, my phone is next to me. I'm looking outside my window right now at the trees. I mean, everything is temporary in this world. My soul is not, guys. So when I die, I want to go to heaven. And second, why I want to read this, the book of Genesis and every other book, pretty much the Bible, is because I want to get married, right? That's my second goal. And I just don't want to get married just to get married. I want to get married to a woman of God, right? I'm asking God, hey God, please give me a woman of God. I want a woman of God that's going to get me closer to you, where we can read the Bible. She can teach me about the Bible. She can hold me accountable about the Bible. And, guys, that's not an easy thing, right? I'm saying this just to say, but like, I mean, a woman of God is going to be demanding, right? She's going to keep you on your toes. She's gonna be strict with you. Why? Because she wants you to be a true man of God, right? She wants what's best for you. And then if I'm asking God for that, I gotta do my part too. Right? I can't be the person that's out here asking God to give me a woman of God, and then I myself am not a man of God. So I gotta put my part in it too. And that's pretty much it, guys. And a little bit about me and my relationships. Guys, I've never been in love with a woman before. I've never really caught feelings with a woman. I've never been with a woman like that. Like majority of men in this world have been with a woman. Am I an angel? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna come here and pretend like I'm an angel. And this is kind of weird for me to talk about because I don't know who's gonna be watching this video, guys. It could only be two people, my brother and a friend, or it could be 200 people and the YouTube algorithm pushed it to a bunch of random people, or maybe it's 2,000 people now watching this video. Right? So, yeah, let's see where this journey of doing the 66 book reviews takes me. And hopefully, I become, no, I know, not hopefully, I am going to become closer to God. And let's get started, guys. So, today's video is going to be about the book of Genesis, right? So the book of Genesis, and before I get started on that, guys, I want to let you know how I'm doing this type of work. So I'm reading, right? I'm annotating, I'm taking notes. So right, I'm just not reading it to read it. Like, since I'm going to be making videos, I actually got to pay attention. I got to take down notes. I got to ask myself when I read a passage, What does this mean? What did God mean when he said this? How does this connect to this verse? Or two chapters before? Or how is it going to connect in three chapters ahead, right? So it takes time. Reading the Bible is not easy. I think this is the main reason why people avoid reading it, is because it's hard. It's going to challenge you. It's going to make you feel dumb sometimes, guys. That's the reality when you read it and you're like, what does this mean? Am I smart enough to comprehend this? All right, so guys, let's get started. Genesis is divided, like I said, into two chapters, like two sections. The first section is chapters 1 through 11, and this is pretty much from the creation of what we see now into Noah, right? So the first day, light separated darkness from light, right? Day and night. And I'm so grateful for this, guys. I love the sun. I love the day. When I wake up, the first thing I do is open the windows, open the blinds, like my mom. Something that she taught me at a young age to my brother and I. Hey, guys, let there be light. There's this every place where I go and live. When I am checking out a new spot, the one thing I always check for is the natural lighting that comes into the house. I don't like dark houses, dark rooms. I only like dark rooms when I'm about to go to sleep. I like it dark and cold. Now, day two, God created the sky and the atmosphere, right? Beautiful thing, guys. I love looking at the sky. If I'm stressed out, I just like going for a walk and just looking up, right? And that sounds so silly. But when was the last time you did that? When was the last time you analyzed the cloud and you were like, wow, right? And when was the last time you analyzed the stars, the sky, right? There's so many beautiful things in front of us, but we as human beings are so ungrateful that we never truly get to see them in the way that we should be seeing them, right? On day three, God created the dry land and the vegetation, right? On day four, the sun, the moon, the stars. On day five, the birds, the sea creatures. On day six, he created the land animals, and the most important creation of all, you, me, our parents, our family, our friends, everyone that you see, right? So when you're going through a low journey in your life, or through a low, you know, event in life, remember that God created you, right? When you have low confidence, when you feel ashamed of yourself, oh, do I look good? Am I enough? Oh my God, I don't like this about myself. I don't like my hair. I don't like my forehead. I don't like my eyebrows, my eyes, my nose, my mouth. I don't like my height. I don't like my weight. Remember, you were created by God. Don't let Satan control you like that. And the last day, the seventh day, God rested, right? Remember that. God rested. This is something I gotta remind myself to, is to rest and enjoy life. If God rested, then I should rest too. Why? Because I'm a human being. Right? And then, guys, after that, it's Adam and Eve. I believe a lot of people know about Adam and Eve, right? The Garden of Eden. So, as we know, God created Adam first and placed him in the Garden of Eden, right? And as we know, God told Adam, hey, Adam, you can do anything in this garden except do not eat from the tree of knowledge. Do not eat from there. And this is very important, guys, because Eve is still not in the picture. She hasn't been born yet. She hasn't been taken out of Adam. Remember, Eve got taken out of Adam's ribs. That's why women, women, and men, they are similar, because women came out of a man, right? Now, why did God create Eve for Adam? Because he was lonely, guys. We need each other. Men need women as much as women need men, right? It's 50-50 in a way that we need each other. We got to help each other. We're meant for each other. I know in today's society, we get social media and then certain type of people push a narrative, but yo, you're a dude, Simon. You don't need a wife. Or if you're a girl, you probably hear, based on your algorithm, independent queen. You know that, guys. I don't want to get too deep into that. Guys, don't get tricked by that. The most beautiful thing a human being can experience in this world is love. loving your wife, loving your husband, loving your spouse, right? Now, guys, the fall. This is where Satan appeared to Eve, right? She tempted her. Satan creeps up in the tree, right? He's a snake. Tells her, Eve, like, guys, I'm going to summarize it. I'm not going to say it word for word. But he pretty much tells her, Eve, bite this apple. Like, you're going to become like God. And she's like, no, God told Adam that we can't eat from it. And then Satan, remember, he's crafty. He's very smart. He starts using psychology on you, right? On us to make us sin. He's like, are you sure Adam is telling the truth? Right? So now, slowly starts getting into her head. Then, of course, as we know, she takes a bite out of the apple. And that was the first sin, right? Guess what happens? Adam knows that he's not supposed to take a bite from the apple. But why does he do it? Because Eve pressures him or tells him, hey, look, take a bite. Oh, okay. Even though he knew, God told them, the first person that spoke to God in this world was Adam, and he still failed. He still fell short. And this is important, guys, because this taught me a lesson that the right woman will bring you to heaven, and the right one will bring you to hell. And if you're a girl and you're watching this, it goes same way, right? A right man will give you the right things, right? Will bring you to heaven, and the wrong man will bring you to hell. Right? And then that's how sin, I'm sorry guys, sin entered the world through that action of Adam and Eve taking a bite from the apple. They gained consciousness, realizing what good and evil are, right? What Okay, next story is Cain and Abel, right? Adam and Eve, they have two kids at first, Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel out of jealousy, something very serious that we still experience in this world today, right? We've all been jealous of someone before or envious, and I want to thank my mom for teaching my brother and I a lesson at a very young age. And she told us, Simon and Geronimo, if you guys ever feel that in your heart, pray to God. Tell God to take it away from you, because when you're jealous towards someone else, you're getting your powers that God gave you taken away, because you're blinding yourself. You're so focused on the other person that you can't see your own blessings. Right? And then, guys, another interesting fact, Adam and Eve had a third son named Seth. Some people say that, Seth, Jesus Christ comes from the lineage or the family from Seth, right? Guys, so after this, Noah and the flood occurred, right? So earth becomes extremely corrupt and violent. This is a very weird subject within the Bible, but angels come down from heaven. They see God's beautiful women, right? Guess what they do? They start having sex between one another. So now women are given birth, but they're not giving birth to regular human beings. They're giving birth to the Nephilim, which is half angel, half human. How do you think God felt about this, guys? Right? Kind of similar to what's about to happen here within the next couple of years, maybe decades with us. Half robot, half human, right? They're pushing the transgender, no, how do you, is the transhumanism agenda, where we're gonna be half robot, half human. This is why they're pushing smart things for you to pay with your hand, Neuralink, all that AI thing. How do you think God is gonna feel when that happens, when that starts occurring again, guys? I don't think He's gonna like it too much. If He didn't like it before, I don't think He's gonna like it again. So, what did God decide to do? He's like, okay, hold up, we gotta reset the world. Right? We gotta kill everyone, but luckily, He found someone that was a very righteousness man, and that was Noah. Noah did the right thing. He would not sin against God. He was a man of God. So God told him, hey, he called Noah, right? Hey, Noah. Noah picked up. Hey, God, how's it going? Noah, I'm gonna kill everyone, man. I mean, the world is wicked. People don't listen to me. People sin against me. People have no morals, no dignity anymore. Oh, okay. I mean, what should I do? Build the ark, man. I'm gonna flood the earth and everyone's gonna die. Oh, okay. Just so you guys know, the ark, the dimension of the ark was 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 51 feet of height. And the people that were allowed inside the ark were Noah and his wife, so that's two people, his three children, and his three daughters in law, right? The three wives of his children, right? And obviously, two of each animal, right? A male and female. They all went inside the ark, right? Noah started building it. And guys, when I feel like, think about it, when Noah started building the ark, how do you think people around him felt? Like they were probably mocking him, laughing at him. Yo, what is wrong with this dude? Old as, oh, I'm sorry, I just cursed. Old. This is something I gotta get better at, guys. Look, I'm gonna be raw. I'm not even gonna edit this out. I gotta stop saying bad words too. It's hard. I don't curse like use really bad profanity, but things like that, I gotta stop. All right? And I'm not editing this out. This is straight raw, guys. Remember, this is my first time making a YouTube video. This is gonna be transparent as I come, guys. So think about it, guys. Noah's building the ark. People are probably mocking him, laughing at him. Like, right? But guess what? Noah got the call from God. So, right? Who cares if people are laughing at you? If God chose you to do something, would you pay attention to somebody else? No, I wouldn't. So he's working day and night, right? He has to build the ark. He has to save humanity. The reason you and I are here is because of Noah in some way, right? So God tells Noah, hey, Noah, enter the ark 7 days prior to the flood, right? So Noah, his family, and all the animals enter the ark 7 days prior. And then imagine the people that were like far away watching them enter the ark. They were probably just laughing. You know, like, yo, like, really? They actually went, through with it, And then, guys, remember, he stood in 7 days before the flood started. Noah was inside the ark. So imagine on day three, people were like, "It's the third day and the flood hasn't come yet, right?" The fourth, fifth, sixth day, bam, into it came, and it rained for 40 days, 40 nights, non-stop. Hard, guys. Have you ever been in a storm, right, guys? I live down here in Florida. When it rains hard, when hurricanes come, guys, it's not a joke. People get scared. I mean, guys, things destroy, they get shattered. Some people even drown. People lose everything, their homes, their cars, personal stuff. I mean, sometimes it really is really sad. Guys, and it rained for 40 days, like I said, and 40 nights. And it rained for so much and for so long that the waters even reached the mountaintops. Have you ever been by a valley or like next to mountains? You see how, oh my God, look how tall they are. Yeah, guys, that's how much it rained. It even covered mountains. Right? And it stayed like that. The waters prevailed for 150 days. And after 150 days, guys, Noah's like, when are we going to get out of here, right? Like, he has no clue. God never told him how long he was going to be in there for. So he sends a dove, right? The dove comes back. Okay, what does Noah gather from that? Okay, the waters are still too high. Bam, the same dove again. The dove comes back with like a leaf, an olive leaf in his mouth. Okay. Noah's taken down. Now it's okay. The water levels are going down because there's now trees are above water. Okay. He waits another 7 days. Sends the dove out again. The dove never returned. What did Noah gather from that? Okay, we're good. The water finally disappeared. So Noah opens the ark. Right? They go out, and Noah does like an offering to God. Right? This is what people used to do back then before Jesus Christ came. to this earth, but like right, a ritual to God. And when Noah and God were doing that ritual with each other, God promised Noah to never flood the earth again. And that promise, Noah asked me, well, how do I know what symbol, what sign? And that's when God created the rainbow, guys. So next time you see the rainbow, remember it's God's promise to Noah, to you, to me, to that stranger down the street, to not flood the earth again. Right? Don't let people distract you from the true meaning of the rainbow, because I know in 2026 the rainbow can mean a lot of things, right? And I'm sure it sounds like I'm throwing shots at people or at a specific group, but I'm not. I just remember God's promise to Noah. That's what the rainbow stands for. Beautiful thing, guys. All right, so time passes, and now guess what humans start doing? They start building the Tower of Babel. They team up, they all speak the same language, and they want to reach the heavens. So they start building it. Pa, pa. Think about this, guys. God gave us a second chance. The first thing we do is go try to be like God again, right? We want to be like Him. We want to be with Him up there, right? Get to His level. So God's like, I can't let that happen. So He destroys it. He scatters everyone around. He confuses everyone's language. So people are now, I mean, think about it. Let's say someone was next to me, we're speaking the same language, God comes down, now you and I, or the person next to me, complete different languages, guys. We don't know what he's saying. I don't know what that person next to him is saying. Like we can't understand each other. And this is pretty much where the first chapter or the first part of Genesis ends. Right? This is the foundation. Now, chapter 2 is now Abraham's family, remember? So it's going to go Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, which he becomes Israel. And from Jacob, Israel, that's where we get the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? Very important, guys. Very biblical. Right? So God tells Abraham, leave your country, and I promise I'm going to make you into a great nation, bless you, and make your name great. And I will bless those who bless you and curse those who dishonor you. Right? What does that mean, guys, to me? That, guys, if you choose to be on God's side, no one can do anything to you. Right? The same promise that He gave to Abraham is the same promise that's right now, right? So don't forget that. The key, okay, yeah. Let's see, guys. I'm reading over a little bit over my notes right now. It's long, guys. There's a lot of notes that I took. So, and I'm not a robot. I'm not using ChatGPT to do this. I'm just reading it from my own Bible, guys. And guys, so just so you guys know, I'm reading the ESV version. This is the one I got, guys. Well, Simon, you should read this version. Read this one. How about I just read it front to back? Does it really matter what version I read? People argue about it. No, this one's better because it was at this location, and then you never even pick it up anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Right, I just have to get that off of my chest. So, alright, so Abraham and his wife Sarah, they go down to Egypt. They arrive there, and then Abraham, instead of telling people, hey, this is my wife, he claims her as his sister. Now, how do you think Sarah felt? This is your husband next to you, and then he treats you as your sister, letting people treat you as a sister. And as a reminder to myself, when I have a wife, to make sure I let people know that she's my wife. I call her by her name and my wife, right? Let people know. Women like that, guys. Women like to be claimed in a respectful way. Women like to be seen, appreciated, and be cared for. So this is something I took from this. I got to remind myself that. Now, a very interesting quote is from the Bible, and Abraham's wealth is measured from livestock, silver, and gold. Why did I find this quote interesting? And guys, hold up, I have it right here. I want to read the specific. I have it here in my notes. Oh my God, I don't see it. I can't find it. Anyways, guys, it's like Genesis like 13, something like that. And right, God mentioned the wealth of Abraham as, like I said, livestock, silver, and gold. And I found it interesting because he put livestock first. Right? Wouldn't it make sense to be gold and silver first for the livestock? I don't know. I just found it interesting, and I know that on those back on the in those previous times, people would trade. They would trade between cows, sheep, milk, things like that. And silver and gold, guys, till this day we still use it. Right? They were using it in the Old Testament. Now we're still using it. Silver and gold. This past couple months hit all-time highs. Our money is fake. The U.S. dollar is not real. The euro is not real. The Colombian peso is not real. Where I'm from. Remember that, guys. Don't worship money because it ain't even real at the end of the day. All they do is print. This is why no one can afford most things nowadays. Now, guys. So remember, God chose Abraham for his lineage, right? For his descendants. But Abraham and Sarah, they can't. Sarah can't get pregnant, so Sarah has a servant. She gives the servant to Abraham. Abraham gets her pregnant, and this causes a lot of confusion between Sarah and Abraham because she gets jealous because she's supposed to be the one that gives him his his child, the his descendant, right? The Isaac, right? The next person that's supposed to serve God and take people to the promised land, right? So the first kid that Abraham had with his wife, his name was Ishmael, and this is where we get the covenant of the circumcision, guys. This is where God comes to Abraham and tells him, hey, look, you must be circumcised. Every man of my tribe, right? The tribe of you, Abraham, must be circumcised. And that's what Abraham does, right? He has to keep his promise to God. This is where we get circumcision from in today's world, too. God told Abraham that it has to be done 8 days after a man is born. Right? So, as a guy, if you're born 8 days later, you have to get circumcised according to the Old Testament. Now, Abraham was circumcised at age 99, and his kid Ishmael was circumcised at age 13. Right? Now, the most important child is born, right? Isaac. So, Abraham and Sarah are in a tent, right? They're hanging out, and like God appears to them, telling them, "Hey guys, sometime within the year, within the next year, you will be giving birth to a kid, to the descendant of you, Abraham." Guys, and they started laughing. I'm like, ha ha ha, we're so old. We're 90. I mean, Abraham is like 100. Sarah was 90. Imagine a 100-year-old man and a 90-year-old woman giving birth. So they both start laughing, and God calls them out. He's like, "Why are you laughing, guys? Like, don't laugh at me. I'm God. I can make any blessing be true, any miracle." And a very interesting thing, guys, is Isaac in Hebrew means, or is the meaning is he laughs or to laugh, right? They laughed at God when he told them they were going to have a kid, when both of them were going to have a kid. And then he later gets named Isaac, which means to laugh. So I found that pretty interesting. So now that, right, the kid is born, he's a little bit of age now, and God appears to Abraham. "Hey, Abraham." And then Abraham responds to God, "Here I am." And I'm sorry, guys. God tells Abraham, "Abraham, go sacrifice Isaac on top of this mountain." What does Abraham do? He listens, guys. But wait, he doesn't question God. "God, how are you going to tell me to sacrifice my kid? You told me he's my descendant. You told me he's supposed to, free the people, and the 12 tribes are supposed to come from him, right? The lineage and all of that." He obeys. He goes on top of the mountain. He lays the wood. He tells Isaac, "Isaac, come lay here." He gets the knife. He's about to kill him when, right, God and the angels appear to Abraham. He's like, "Abraham, Abraham, don't kill him. He's like, hey man, like Abraham responds to him, hey man, I'm just listening to God. He's like, no, you prove that you can be trusted. You prove that you're worthy. You prove that you fear God. This is very important, guys. When was the last time you proved to God that you feared Him? Right? When was the last time I proved God that I feared Him? Right? Deep question, guys. And I think sometimes we wish for so many things. Oh, I want to have this certain lifestyle. I want to do this, this, and that. Well, when was the last time you proved to God that you would obey Him? That God is superior to you. That you're gonna humble yourself to Him, right? So when Abraham did this to God, it pleased God because it showed him that Abraham had complete faith in Him, right? He demonstrated his faith in God, and that he was a man that obeyed. Guys, so now Isaac he's older now, and he goes and marries Rebecca, right? And Isaac and Rebecca they have two kids, Esau and Jacob. Esau was born first, Jacob was born second. Isaac favored Esau, and Rebecca favored Jacob. Why is this important? Because when Isaac is going to pass away, when he's about to die, he's blind, he has to bless someone. Remember, someone has to get, just like how it went from Abraham to Isaac, now it has to go from Isaac, the blessing from God, it has to go from Isaac to one of his children. So Isaac was going to bless Esau, right, the older one, but Rebecca heard Isaac telling Esau, "Hey Esau, go hunt me some game, prepare me a meal. I'm gonna be blessing you." So Rebecca ran. She's like, "Jacob, Jacob, your dad's gonna be blessing your brother. Go, go, go! Dress as your brother, so you can receive the blessing of your father instead." Right. So Jacob goes and tricks his own dad. Right. He steals the blessing from his brother, and this causes a lot of trouble between the two brothers because remember guys in the first couple chapters how Cain killed Abel. Now Esau wants to kill Jacob, but this time Jacob fled, he escaped, he was saved, nothing happened to him, right? And now guys, all right guys, so Jacob starts having dreams, right? And a very famous dream that he has is the one where he sleeps like under a rock, and God and the angels appear to him through a ladder, right? There's a ladder, and angels are ascending and descending from it. And God promised him right there, like the same promise that God gave to Abraham and that he gave to Isaac. Now he's personally letting Jacob know that that blessing that he gave them is now coming to him, right? So he's promising them the promised land, offspring, and blessings to all his family members, right? And this is where, Jacob gets that confidence from, right? I mean, guys, you wouldn't be confident if you have a dream with God telling you that you're going to be blessed and that you're chose by him. So, Jacob, he starts traveling around the land and he ends up at a spot where he finds two wives, Rachel and Leah. He worked 7 years for Leah, then he worked another 7 years for Rachel, and they Jacob. So each wife had a servant, and then each servant also gave Jacob sons. Right. So Leah gave Jacob one, two, three, four, five, six, seven children in total. Six boys, one daughter. Rachel gave him Joseph and Benjamin, and the two servants gave him two each, right? So that's 13 children in total, 12, 12 men, one woman, right? And now this is where Jacob gets renamed to Israel, right? He's wrestling with God, right? He's by himself. He's by himself. God appears to him and God starts wrestling with Jacob. Very famous story in the Bible. There's so many theories about it. People debate about it all the time, right? They start wrestling and God touches Jacob on his hip and then he kind of like takes it out. And this is where Jacob gets his new name from, Israel. Right? So now time passes, guys, and then Jacob's kids, or Israel now, right? He's named now Israel. He has his 12 kids, but the most important kid, his favorite kid, is Joseph. And Joseph has kind of like the same blessing, just like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, which is Israel, the dreamer. Like he has that, he can see dreams, he can interpret dreams. So Jacob is age 17, around he's around that age. He's 17 years old, and he's the favorite out of all his children. So guess what? Again, guys, his brothers are jealous of Jacob, right? They plan on killing him, or they want to do him dirty, and you know they plot. So they're on the field. They want to kill him, but Reuben is like, "Hey guys, let's not kill him, right? This is his brother. Let's not kill them. Let's save his life. We don't want to kill our brother. It's kind of messed up, let's think about this. Let's not kill him yet." And then Judah, he sees like mercenaries coming, right? He's like, "Oh guys, I have an idea. Let's sell him. Let's sell him as a slave, and then we'll just tell our dad Jacob, Israel, that he got killed by a wild animal, right? We'll make his robe. We'll put it with blood. We'll bring it to him. Father, father, Joseph got killed." So we'll do that. So they sell Joseph into slavery for 20 shekels of silver to the Egyptian traders. Now, guys, remember, Joseph is blessed by God. He can interpret dreams, he sees visions. So as Joseph lands in Egypt as a slave, he immediately becomes successful. He rose to manage. He was like the right hand man of Pharaoh, right? He becomes successful. He's just the man, guys. Nothing. If God is with you, nobody can be against you, right? So he's right. He's doing things with Pharaoh. He's his right hand man. Now Pharaoh's wife starts eyeing Joseph. She's like, "Man, this dude, he's handsome. He can speak well. I mean, he's a leader." So she starts desiring him, right? She wants to lay with him. But Joseph, he's like, "No, no, no, I can't do that. I can't do that to Pharaoh and to God." So, guys, she sets him up. And, like, she frames him saying that, "Oh, look, he was trying to have sex with me. Put him in jail." And that's what Pharaoh does. He gets falsely accused of, like, sexual harassment. And Joseph gets imprisoned. Now, in prison, Joseph interprets two dreams. The first dream is the cupbearer's dream, and pretty much it goes that in 3 days he tells a guy, "Hey, look, your dream in 3 days you're gonna be restored to your position. You'll be freed from jail." And the other guy, the baker's dream, he's like, "Yo, I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna be getting killed in 3 days." And what Joseph said is what happened, and Joseph tells the cupbearer, the guy that got saved, "Hey, look, man, don't forget about me. I interpreted your dream. Get me out of prison." Of course, the cupbearer does not care. He's ungrateful, so he forgets about Joseph for about 2 years. Now, after the 2 years go on, and Pharaoh, remember the king, the guy that was the right hand man of Joseph's right hand man, he has a dream, right? And he has two dreams. The first dream is he sees 7 healthy cows get eaten by 7 thin, ugly cows, right? Bro, what does that even mean, right? When I read that, I was like, what? This is so random. And the other one is 7 plumps of grain heads get consumed by 7 wither ones, right? You're like, what? So Pharaoh calls all his people. "Hey guys, who can interpret this dream for me?" He calls his magicians, people of power. No one can tell him what to do. No one can decode the code for him, his dream. And remember, guys, the cupbearer from 2 years previously that got saved by Joseph, he's like, oh, I remember this guy named Joseph. He actually interpreted my dream and he got it right. So Pharaoh's like, "You get him out of prison, tell him to come." So, right, Pharaoh tells Joseph his dreams, his visions, and Joseph goes, oh, I know what God means. There's going to be 7 years of plenty, right? Food, like abundance. And there's going to be 7 years of famine, right? And God tells Joseph right here, hey, Joseph, save 1/5 of every good year of the seventh harvest, right? So for the 7 years straight, save 20%, 1/5 of the harvest, so you can survive the next 7 years. Now, this is very interesting, guys, because if it was 1/5, 20%, what do most people, most financial advisors, what's like their budget plan or their budget hack? 50% for your needs, right? Paying rent, insurance, your utility bills, and so on. 30% for your wants, right? You go out, you invest. Guys, guess what the 20% is for? For savings. So next time someone tells you, "Oh yeah, we get the 20% from like math experts," tell them, "No, no, no, we don't. We get it straight from Genesis, from the Bible. God told Joseph to save 20%, and then word came down from generation to generation." Well, Simon, why don't people give credit to God? That's a good question, guys. Because we want to be like God. We want to take, instead of giving God credit, we want to take it instead because we want to feel special, right? So now after this, after Joseph interprets the dreams to Pharaoh, Pharaoh's like, "Hey, look, man, you can become the new king. Like you're way too talented. I mean, people love you. You're blessed by God." And Joseph becomes the king of Egypt at age 30, right? So now Joseph, the, guys, Joseph was just like Abraham. He listened to God. He stored 20% of every year of the abundant years, right? 7 years in a row. He saved 20%, right? And then now the famine comes. And what can Joseph do with all of that? He feeds everyone in the world. With just saving 20% for 7 years straight, he was able to feed everyone during that time. I'm not sure how many people were living at that time. Maybe millions, maybe hundreds of thousands, guys. I'm not sure. But think about that. Obeying God, just by obeying God, look what Joseph was able to do, right? So this is a reminder to myself too that sometimes I'm like always trying to figure things out by myself. I'm like, no, tell me just obey God, and then God has the right steps and the right systems for you. Now, remember, guys, all of this is happening, and his brothers, the ones that sold him, don't know that he's the king of Egypt now. Jacob, Israel still thinks that his favorite kid is dead. He's still weeping for him. Oh my God, I can't believe my favorite child got killed by an animal. So now the brothers have no clue, right? They're starving. This is the 7 years of the famine. And Jacob, Israel, tells his kids, guys, go down to Egypt. I heard there's this king there that's feeding everyone. He has enough food for us. Right? So his children go down, right? His brothers. But guess what? They don't recognize Joseph. They don't know that the one in charge is Joseph, right? Remember, they sold him. Joseph recognizes them, but he plays dumb. And I'm going to tell you why he plays dumb in a little bit. Because he has to test them. He has to test them in a way that, and to see if their hearts changed, right? Are they still the same people that sold them to slavery, or did they repent and they have a change of heart? Right? So eventually, there's a couple stories that go with it. Like, let's get into it, guys. I'm not really sure how long this YouTube video is, but it is what it is, guys. I'm trying to do my best. If it's long, it is long. So Joseph he's gonna test them. He calls them spies. Oh, you guys are spies. You guys just came into the land to spy on me. They're like, no, 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 we're not spies. How do we prove ourselves to you? And he tells them, oh, well, you got to bring me your youngest brother to prove that you guys are not spies. So they go back to their land. They tell Jacob Israel, hey, this dude, Joseph blamed us for being spies. Like, we got to bring our brother Benjamin, our youngest one, to prove to him that we're not spies. Right? So they go back with his brother Benjamin, and Joseph frames Benjamin with stealing a cup of silver. Something like that, guys. Right? And right, they're about to leave. They're about to return to their land, and Joseph, oh look, something's missing from me. Check their things to make sure they weren't the ones that stole it. Right? So he goes, checks it. Bam, Benjamin has the thing. He has his cup, and right, the brothers panic. Oh my God, how are we not gonna return the youngest brother to our dad? So Judah, remember it was Judah the one that sold them for slavery to Egypt. Judah is like, hey, he doesn't know it's Joseph, but he goes to quote unquote Joseph, hey, take me instead. Don't take my brother, take me instead. And this is where Joseph now reveals to his brothers that, he's the most powerful. I mean, you could say man at that time, right? He's feeding everyone. Guys, and it's a very emotional reunion, right? It brought the entire family to Egypt together again. Jacob, Israel found out that his favorite son never actually died. That he actually rose to power. It's a beautiful story, guys. You guys should read it. Obviously, I summarized it. I shrunk it down. I tried my best to explain how it went. So now, guys, right? Jacob passes. He died. Jacob Israel died of age, 147 years old, and now his brothers are afraid. Oh my God. Maybe our brother was only being nice to us because our father was still alive. But now that he's dead, he's going to maybe kill us, he's going to hurt us, he's going to make us slaves. And this is where maybe my favorite quote from, no, it is my favorite quote from the book of Genesis. And how Joseph responds to his brothers, it goes like this. I'm going to read it straight from here from my notes. Genesis 50, chapter 19, verse 19 through 21. This is what he tells his brothers. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive. Right? Beautiful thing, guys. Right? And when I have heard this, I try to reflect it to my own life, guys. Like, we've all been done dirty by someone else, right? Maybe they meant to do harm to us, do us dirty. That right? They meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. How many times have you guys been done dirty by someone else, but it was actually a blessing in disguise, right? So next time, if someone did you dirty, forgive them and actually thank them. Hey, thank you for doing me dirty, because you're positioning me to live a Joseph story. Just how you thought you were doing me dirty, you're actually gonna put me in a position of power. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the book of Genesis. It ends like that. Joseph dies. All his brothers die, but like the people of Israel, the 12 tribes, stay in Egypt. And now we're going to be moving into the book of Genesis. No, I'm sorry, Exodus for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I did a good job explaining myself. This is my first video, guys, so I know there's room for improvement, especially with me speaking, stuttering, storytelling. So I appreciate you for watching. I hope you learned something. Please, please, in the comments, tell me something that you learned. Or, hey, Simon, you actually missed this. Because remember, guys, I said earlier, I'm a human being and I'm going to make mistakes. And I want to hold you guys accountable to making me better too. Because I want to learn the Bible from you guys too. So, thank you very much, guys. God bless. And remember, God wins, baby. Nothing can ever defeat Jesus Christ. Peace.